Okay guys, a very good morning. Sir, in the previous class, we have completed the discussion of provision for bad debts. So nothing but provision we have discussed. From where we have to create the provisions, we have to create the provisions out of profits. So generally the provisions are going to consider it as savings. So out of profits we have to create the provisions. So we have taken example of what P&L account. So if you create the provision, nothing but if you create the savings, our profits will be increases or decreases, our profits will be decreases. That is the reason which side we have to record, the provisions are going to record on the debit side, because in order to decrease the profit we have to record on the debit side of the P&L account. So what is the entry for creation of provision, in the P&L account we have debited or we have credited? We have debited. So in the journal entry also, the P&L account will be debited or credited? P&L account will be debited. The entry will be what, profit and loss account debited to provision for bad debts. So this is the entry for the creation of provision. And then after, already we know what, what is the entry for the bad debts? Bad debts account debited to debtor account. Because bad debts is an expenditure having which balance, debit balance. If the debit balance increases, what we need to do? Debit. So next, debtor balance will be decreases. Debtor is an asset. The balance of the debtor is going to decrease. So that is the reason what we are doing, we are doing the credit. So next, then after written off. What is the meaning of written off, Generally, the nominal accounts are going to transfer to which account, P&L account. But in the case of having the provision, which account we have to transfer, we have to transfer to the provision account. So what is the entry for written off the bad debts? The case of not having the provision, in the case of not having the provision, we should transfer to the P&L account. Imagine this is a bad debts, what is the entry previously we have seen? Bad debts account debited to debtor account. So that is the reason the bad debts account, which side we have to record, in the debit side. The balance we need to transfer to P&L account. Normally what we need to write, here, by balance carried on, but we should write we should not write we should not write, because this is a nominal account. The balance should be transferred to P&L account. So what is the entry, here? So bad debts will be debited or will be credited? Will be credited. What will be debited, P&L account. What is the entry? P&L account debited to bad debts account. So next, then after, in the case of having the provision, we should transfer to P&L account or we should transfer to provision account? We should transfer to provision account, because already we have decreased the profits with the name of provision. So once again you are transferring to the P&L account, means double time effect will be there or single time, double time. Okay na? So that is the reason which account we have to transfer, provision account. Now what is the entry, provision for bad debts account debited to bad debts account. So already we have seen in the previous class. That is the reason I am discussing in a very faster manner. So next, then after, when coming to the provision account, the provisions are going to call it as asset or liability, liability, because there are opposite to the asset. They are created for the future losses. So okay na, we are not creating for the future assets. So that is the reason provisions are called as liabilities. So liability will have which balance, credit balance. Liability will have which balance, credit. So normally in the trial balance also, if you see in the trial balance debit side, what are the items we are going to record? Expenses and assets. So that is the reason expenditure and asset will have what, debit balance, and incomes and liabilities are going to have which balance, credit balance. So for the credit balance, opening balance will be on the which side? Credit side. And the closing balance will be on the which side? Debit side. Okay na? So credit side means what we need to write, by balance brought down. Opening means brought down, closing means carried on. So next one, debit side means to balance carried on. So these are the starting point and ending points. Sir, opening balance we need to find out, they will give in the question. Opening balance they will give in the question, no need to find out. When coming to the closing balance, we have to find out, no need to find out. We have to find out, we have to apply the percentage on the debtors. Debtors after reducing the bad debts, before reducing the bad debts, after reducing the closing bad debts. Okay na? The bad debts already reduced means no need to reduce. So then after we have seen the provision account. So opening balance on the which side, credit side, and closing balance on the debit side. Then after, bad debts should be transferred to which account? Provision account. Generally P&L account, in the case of having the provision, which account we have to transfer? Provision account. What is the entry ma? Provision for bad debts account debited to bad debts account. In the provision for bad debts account, two bad debts are by bad debts amma, two bad debts. Both the bad debts which are given in trial balance, the bad debts given in adjustment will be recorded or will not be recorded amma? Will be recorded. Both the bad debts will be recorded. So next one, the balance, how much more here should be transferred to the P&L account. We may get the balancing figure on the credit side, we may get the balancing figure on the debit side, no problem it is. If you are getting a balancing figure on the debit side, means it is called as surplus, okay na? This is called as a deficit. We need to ask the P&L account, we have to reduce the profits. So all the things we have seen in the previous class itself. So now in the 2 days class we are going to start the subsidiary books, okay na? Without the subsidiary books, we cannot learn what ma? Rectification of errors. So once again, I will discuss the provision concept at the time of final accounts. No problem. Okay, na? Okay. Next, put the heading subsidiary books. Subsidiary books. Sir, this is the base for rectification of errors. Base for rectification of errors. Sir, what is the meaning of subsidiary books? Means journal is subdivided into two types ma. Okay na? I think you know the journal. What is the meaning of journal ma? Recording of transaction in the books of accounts is called as what ma? Journal. So the same journal is subdivided into two parts. The first one is called as special journal. And the second point is called as general journal. Okay na? So this special journal only we are going to categorize it as subsidiary books. We are going to categorize it as what ma? Subsidiary books. In order to reduce the time for the preparation of books of accounts, we have started a new method called as subsidiary books. Sir, how the time will be reduces? You are going to get more idea after discussing all the types of books. In these subsidiary books, nothing but special journal, we are going to have following types of books ma. So first one is called, a most famous book is called what ma? Cash book. Because a lot of transactions will be there. Yes or no ma? Involvement of cash. So if you take any type of businesses, we are having a lot of transactions included with the cash book. Okay na? Write along with me ma. So right up to here. What is the first book ma? Cash book. Okay na? So next then after bank book. So next one, purchases book, or we can take the purchases day book. And next one, sales day book, purchase day book, sales day book, or purchase book, no problem. So next one, written inward book. Can you say what is the meaning of written inward? Sales returns or purchase returns amma? Sales returns. The returns which we are going to receive is called as written inward. Inward means comes in. So next one, written outward book. Can you say what is the meaning of written outward ma? Purchase returns. So next one, bills receivable book. And bills payable book. Okay, Nama. So here in this chapter, my main target is to discuss of purchase day book, sales day book, written inward and written outward. What are the topics I will discuss here, ma? Purchase day book, sales day book, written inward and written outward. So next, this general ledger is going to call it as journal proper. General journal is going to call it as journal proper. What is the meaning of this one, sir? The transactions which are not recorded in subsidiary books will be recorded in journal proper. Will be recorded in journal proper. So you can write the examples, ma. Example, rectification entries, closing entries, opening entries, rectification entries, closing entries, opening entries, credit, purchase or sale of asset, etc. What are all the examples, ma? Rectification entries, closing entries, opening entries, credit, purchase or sale of asset. Okay, Nama? Yeah. So these are the points you can remember. So this is the overall picture about these subsidiary books. How to reduce the time we can discuss. We'll get a more clarity. So first I am going to start which one, ma? So this cash book and bank book we can discuss in separate chapter called as cash book. And bills receivable and bills payable we can discuss in a bills of exchange chapter. Okay na? So next put the heading purchases daybook. Sir, normally by way of seeing the name of the book, the transactions are recorded in this book, or can you estimate which are the transactions are recorded in this book? All the purchase, all the purchase goods will be recorded, or credit purchase of goods will be recorded, cash purchase of asset will be recorded, cash sale of asset will be recorded, like that. Only credit purchase will be recorded in this book. Only credit purchases of goods will be recorded this book. Okay, now next we have to see the format. So next put the heading format of purchase daybook. So can you say the format of purchase daybook, ma? So have you remember? Hurry only, ma. So first, how many columns at least? 4 or 5? 6 or 7? Okay, 4 columns will be there. Purchases, nothing but particulars. Next one, inward invoice number, LF, and amount. How many columns, ma? Particulars, inward invoice. We are receiving the goods, we are giving the goods, we are receiving the goods. That is the reason which invoice number we have to use. Inward invoice number. At the time of sale, outward invoice number. So what are the points, ma, here? Particulars, inward invoice number. They will ask an MCQ. What is the note we are going to use in purchase daybook? Dash inward invoice. They will give inward invoice, outward invoice, debit note number, credit note number, like that. And what is the next column? LF and amount rupees. LF and amount rupees. So we are going to purchase from only credit purchase of goods, credit purchase of asset, only credit purchase of good. Credit purchase of asset or sale of asset will be recorded in journal proper. So here we are purchasing goods from Mr. Katappa. Mr. Katappa of rupees 10,000. Of rupees 10,000. Record ma. Mr. Katappa of rupees 10,000. And the another person is called as Mr. Bahubali of rupees 30,000. And next one, Mr. Ballala Deva of rupees 20,000. Can you say the total, ma? The total how much ma? 60,000. This is how we are recording. We are going to prepare what ma? Purchase day book. So Katappa, Bahubali and Ballal Deva are creditors or debtors? Creditor or debtor? Credit purchase ma? Creditors. Okay na? Why are you thinking so much time ra? Okay na? Small questions only I will ask. So now, normally which entry we need to pass ma? If you are not going to prepare this book, means what are the how many entries you need to pass? How many parties are there? 3 parties. That means how many journal entries we need to pass? 3 journal entries we need to pass. Yes or no ma? But without passing the journal entries, just we are preparing what ma? One book, and we are nothing but we are writing all the details who are all the creditors. So normally what is the entry? What is the entry for credit purchases? Purchases account debited to creditors account. Okay na? Or we can write Mr. Katappa, Mr. Bahubali, Mr. Ballaleva, like that. So just I am writing for your clarity creditors. Okay na? Fine na? So purchase account debited to creditors account. Now what we need to do, sir, now? If you pass 3 entries, if you are going to pass how many entries ma? 3 entries. How many ledger accounts we need to prepare? Only 3 ledger accounts, 4 ledger accounts including purchases. So we need to prepare Kattappa account, and we need to prepare Bahubali account, and we need to prepare Ballal Deva account. Here also we need to prepare how many accounts ma? 4 accounts. 4 accounts only we need to prepare here also. But what is the time saving here? How many entries we no need to pass? 3 entries we no need to pass. Just by way of filling the details are sufficient. Are you getting the point? And there is another saving of time also. Total of 60,000 is there na. The total of rupees 60,000. We have to transfer to which account? We have to transfer to purchase account. Which side we have to transfer? In the journal entry. Normally in the journal entry, which side? Purchase is debited or credited? Purchase is debited. So that the total 60,000 we are going to transfer to purchase account. Which side? Debit side, with the name of. So while entering any point on the debit side, what we need to use? 2. Okay now. We have to use the word. We should not write 2 Kattappa. Are you getting the point ma? We should not write 2 Kattappa, 2 Bahubali and 2 Ballal Deva. We have to use the word called as 2 sundries. We have to use the word called as what ma? 2 sundries, and we have to write the amount of 60,000. So those 2 points are time saving. We no need to pass the journal entries, and we no need to write 2 Kattappa, 2 Bahubali and all of the situations. So just write this one. The total of purchases book will be transferred to purchases account. Debit side or credit side amma? Debit side. With the name of 2 sundries. With the name of 2 sundries. Okay na? Next what we need to prepare ma? Journal completed. Nothing but journal is equal to what ma? Subsidiary books. So next what we need to write? Ledgers. We need to prepare the ledgers, and then what we need to prepare ma? Trial balance. So like that we are completing the total accounting picture. Trial balance too, we know how to transfer to the P&L account, how to transfer to the balance sheet, you know already. Okay na guys? Okay. So how many ledger accounts we need to open? 4. What are the 4 accounts? Purchase, Kattappa, Bahubali and Ballal Deva. So next open. Just T shape is sufficient ma? Small T shape. This is a purchase account. And next one, Mr. Katappa account. Next one, which account ma? Bahubali and Ballal Deva. Bahubali and Ballal Deva. Okay. How to pass the entries mano? In the purchase account, we need to write to Kattappa, to Bahubali, to Ballal Deva, right at the, or what we need to write ma? Two sundries is sufficient. Are you getting the point? Just now we have seen, yes or no ma? So with the name of what ma? Total of two sundries. So just write two sundries is equal to how much ma? 60,000. Can I write like this? 60k means how much ma? 60,000. And next, in the Kattappa account, which side? See the journal ma. See the journal entry. Which entry we have to pass? Purchase account debited to creditor. Now the creditor debited or credited? Credited. So in the Kattappa account, which side ma? Credit side. So by what we need to write ma? Purchases. By purchases account, how much ma? From Kattappa 10, 30, 20. Okay. 10,000. And in the Bahubali account, by purchases, $30,000. In the Ballal Devama, by purchases account 20,000. Okay, now is there any doubts ma? So now we have to close all the accounts. So can you say by way of seeing the normally purchase account is showing which balance ma? Purchase account is showing debit balance because the debit side is more and credit side is less. So this particular account showing which balance ma? Debit balance. This account is showing which balance ma? Credit balance because debit side is less and credit side is more. If the both the sides are having the same balance means we are going to call it as zero balance. That means here also 60,000 presented. That means this account is showing which balance ma? Zero balance. Are you getting the point? Now so what we need to write ma now here? By balance carried on. How much ma? 60,000. Now here what we need to write ma? To balance carried on. How much? 10,000. And by balance carried on will be transferred to balance brought down. That is equal to how much ma? 60,000. And here to balance carried on will be transferred to by balance brought down. That is equal to 10,000. Now observe this scenario ma. So previously what we have discussed ma, this purchase account is showing which balance? Debit balance only na, because debit side is more and credit side is less. So for the debit balance, closing balance will be on the credit side. Closing balance will be on the credit side and opening balance will be on the debit side. Okay na guys? When coming to this account is showing which balance ma? Credit balance na? Yes or no? Previously credit side is more and debit side is less. Before balance I am asking ma. Before doing the balancing, this account is showing which balance? Credit balance. For the credit balance, closing balance will be on the debit side and opening balance will be on the credit side. Okay na? So like that you can remember. Next, balance this one also more fastly. So how much we are getting? 2 balance C by D, that is equal to how much ma? 30,000. So 30,000 and 30,000 we have to transfer to by balance brought down, that is equal to how much ma? 30,000. So 2 balance carry down 20,000. The total is equal to how much ma? 20,000. And by balance brought down, how much? 20,000. Now, what we need to prepare now? Trial balance. While preparing the trial balance, if a account is showing which balance, first account is showing which balance? First account is showing debit balance. If the opening balance debit side means it is a debit balance. If the opening balance credit side means it is a credit balance. So this account is showing a debit balance na, we have to record on which side? Debit side of a trial balance. This account is showing which balance ma? Credit side. So we have to record on the credit side of trial balance, and remaining 2 accounts also which side ma? Credit side of trial balance we have to show, because opening balance are showing on credit side. So next, put the heading trial balance. So next one more, trial balance, particulars, LF, CR and CR. If you want, you can prepare the T-shaped also. Okay, now particulars amount rupees, particulars amount rupees. So what are the accounts we are having? First one, purchases account, and next Mr. Kattappa, and next Mr. Bahubali, and next Mr. Ballala Deva. Okay, now purchase account is showing which balance ma? Debit balance. So can I write 60,000 on the debit side? Yes. Next Kattappa, how much ma? 10,000. And Bahubali 30,000. And Ballal Deva 20,000. What is the total ma? 60,000 and 60,000. So trial balance tallied or not tallied ma? Tallied. So no suspense account will come into the picture. So this is how we have to do what ma? Subsidiary books of preparation. I think you understand clear idea about the purchase book. So next, what we need to prepare ma? We have to discuss about the sales book. Okay na? And then purchase written inward and written outward book. That's all. We can complete the class. Okay. So without this basic knowledge, we cannot enter into the rectification of errors. Completed? So next, put the heading sales day book. What are the transactions are recorded here ma? There only credit purchase of goods we have recorded. Here ma, only credit sale of goods will be recorded in these books. Only credit sale of goods will be recorded in the sales day book. Okay, ma. Next, what we have to write ma? Format na. Okay na? Completed na? So format of sales day book. Amma, can you say the format of purchase day book ma? Particulars inward invoice number, LF and amount rupees. Now ma, particulars, outward invoice number, LF, amount rupees. So we have taken mail cast or a mail members in the example of purchase. Now we can take what ma? Female team. Who are the females? Main powerful female in the Bahubali movie. Okay, sir. Shivagami. Particulars. Inward, outward, amma. Outward invoice number, LF and amount rupees. So first we are going to sale to Shivagami. So Miss Mr. Amma. Miss. We are going to sell goods to Shivagami at a credit basis, at a cash basis, Amma. At a credit basis, because having the trust or not having the trust? Having the trust, not having the trust. Okay. Of rupees is equal to how much ma? 20,000. And next, Miss Devasena of rupees 30,000. Next ma? Miss Avantika of rupees 40,000. Can you say the total ma? $90,000. Okay, now what is the journal entry we have to pass? For example, if you are not recording the sales book, means which entry we have to pass ma? We have to pass the entry called as nothing but debtors or creditors? Debtors. So the entry is called as debtors account debited to sales account. How many entries we need to pass ma? 3 entries. But here no, we need to pass any entry or no need to pass the entry? No need to pass the entry. Just preparation of subsidiary books is equal to what ma? Journal. Okay na? Preparation of subsidiary books is equal to what ma? Journal. You are preparing the subsidiary books means no need to pass the journal entries. Only the transactions which are not recorded in the subsidiary books, for those transactions only we have to record the journal entries to the form of journal proper. Are you getting the format? So the format of the journal proper is same like a journal. So date, particulars, LF, debit amount and credit amount. So are you getting the point or not? So don't be confused. You are creating the subsidiary books means need to pass the journal entries or no need to pass the journal entries? No need to pass the journal entries. So what we need to do now? The total of this total of sales day book should be transferred to which account we have to transfer ma? Sales day book. Sales account should be transferred to sales account. Which side ma? See the entry. Sales debited or credited ma? Credited. So that is the reason we have to pass on the credit side with the name of buy sundries. Super ma. With the name of buy sundries. which side? Credit side. Okay na? Now what we need to prepare ma? We need to prepare the again how many ledgers? 4 ledgers and trial balance. What is the first ledger ma? Sales account. What is the second ledger ma? Miss Shivagam. Shivagami. Next one Devasena and Avantika. Completed amma. Have you prepared the ledgers? So first in the sales account, which side ma? Debit side or credit side? Just now we have seen credit side with the name of buys and this. What is the total amount ma? 90,000. So buys and this. How much ma? 90,000. And in the Shivagami account, which side ma? This account credit side means in the Shivagami account, debit side. What is the entry we have passed? Debtor account debited to sales na? Debtor debited or credited amma? Debited. Okay na? This Shivagami, Devasena and Avantika are debtors or creditors? Debtors. So 2, what we need to write ma? 2 sales account. What is the amount of Shivagami ma? 20,000. Okay na? So next in the Devasena account also. 2 sales or buy sales amma? 2 sales account. How much? 30,000. And in Avantika also. 2 sales account. How much ma? 40,000. Guys, okay na? Now what we need to do ma? We have to close all the accounts. So what is the total here? 90,000. Here also how much ma? 90,000. So 2 balance brought down or carried down amma? Carry down. And this will become what ma? By balance brought down, that is equal to how much? 90,000. So next, what is the total ma here? 20,000 and 20,000. And by balance carry down, how much ma? 20,000. And 2 balance brought down, that is equal to how much ma? 20,000. Next, in the same way, Devasena also, what is the total ma? 30,000. 30,000 by balance carry down, 30,000. 2 balance brought down, 30,000. Guys, okay na? Whether it is a fast or slow ma? Are you understanding it or not? Okay. So 40,000 and 40,000 by balance carried on, that is equal to how much ma? 40,000. And 2 balance brought down, that is equal to how much ma? 40,000. So we have closed all the ledgers. Next, what we need to prepare ma? We need to prepare the trial balance. Sir, this may be getting a boredom, but because of this preparation, easily we can do what ma? Rectification of errors. Our main target is rectification of errors. For that chapter, this is the base. So you can include this chapter in the rectification of errors itself. Okay na? So if I not going to elaborate like this way, so you are not going to understand easily. So that is the reason I am elaborating it. So what is the next one ma? Trial balance. So trial balance. What are the columns ma? Particulars. LF, debit and credit. So what are the ledger accounts ma? Two ledger accounts. Four ledger accounts. First one sales. Miss Shivagami and Miss Devasena and Miss Avantika. What is that? So sales having which balance ma? Credit balance, because opening closing balance opening balance available on credit side. So next Shivagami, opening balance available on debit side. So that means sales will show the credit balance, remaining three accounts will show the sales will show the credit balance. How much ma? 90,000. And Shivagami how much ma? 20. 20, 30 and 40. What is the total ma? 90,000 and 90,000. So we have successfully completed how many books ma? 2 books. Just a second ma. Okay guys, sorry for the interruption. So we have successfully completed the 2 books, purchase book and sales book. So next put the heading what is the next book ma? Written inward book. So what is the meaning of written inward ma? Sales return. That means who are going to give the return for us? Either Shivagami, either Devasena, or either Avantika. Yes or no? Only the credit sales only we can take a return. If you are doing the business means you will take the return of cash sales. You are not going to take the return of cash sales. Either you may say what ma, you can exchange the another product. That's all. Okay, now if you are doing the business, if you sold on a credit basis means you are going to accept what ma? Returns, because we may sell for cash sales to another person. So that is the reason only credit sales are going to accept the returns. In the same way, credit purchase only we can return. Otherwise, cash purchases we can return, we cannot return. We cannot return either. If you want, what we can do ma? We can exchange the another products. So nothing but this is a sales returns. Okay. In this book we are going to record. What we need to record ma? Only sales returns which we have sold on a credit basis. Okay na? In this book we record only sales return of goods, comma, which are sold on credit basis, which are sold on credit basis. These classes are applicable for June attempt. Okay, now if you want, you can join in these classes. Okay, the syllabus will be completed. What is this month, January, February. By the end of March ending, the syllabus will be completed. So still you are having what, April and May for the preparation. So you can write. These classes are useful for John attempt and December attempt also, because there may be not have any amendments in this accounting like that. Okay, so that is the clarity I am giving you. Dark devil. Okay, next what we need to see, format na. I think you understand clearly about what are the transactions are going to record in the sales returns. So format of sales return book, or we can call it as what, return inward book. So now also how many columns will be there, 4 columns. Particulars, credit note number, okay na. What is the first point, particulars, which note number, debit or credit, credit note. Why they are using the credit note, sir? I will explain you, no problem. LF and what, amount in rupees. Amount in rupees. So let us take an imagine who is giving the returns means. So to whom we have sold on credit basis, we have sold on credit basis of Mr. Sivagami and Miss Devasena and Miss Avantika. Let us imagine Shivagami have returned the goods and Avantika have returned the goods. Okay, now these two. So these 3 persons are only having the possibility to make the which returns, sales returns, yes or no? So I am taking from these 2 persons. So Miss Shivagami of rupees 10,000 and Miss Avantika of rupees 5,000. What is the total amount, 15,000. Okay, now sir, what is the reason we are using what, credit note means? Can you say the sales returns entry? Can you say the sales returns entry? So what is the entry for the credit sale? What is the entry for the credit sale? Debtor account debited to sales, creditor account debited to sales, debtor account debited to sales account. But what is the entry for the sales returns, yes, sales returns account debited to debtor account. Sales returns account debited to debtor account. Now what we are doing the debtor, we are doing the debtor credit. We are doing the debtor what, credit. That is the reason we are using what, credit note number. By way of giving an invoice, you are the person in our books of accounts. What I have done, I have credited you. That is the reason which note I am giving the credit note. That particular person will give what ma? That particular person, nothing but the debtor will give what ma? Debtor will give the debit note. Okay na? We are going to give the credit note. Okay. Forgot about that fellow point of view. So think only from our point of view. Which note we have to give ma? We have to give only the credit note, because we are crediting the debtor. Most of the people thinking that sir, sales returns debited na, we have to use a debit note. So we should not think like that ma. The party we are doing what ma? Credit. So that is the reason we have to issue what ma? Credit note. Now the total we need to transfer to which account ma? Total of sales returns book. Total of sales returns book will be transferred to which account? Sales returns account. Will be transferred to sales returns account. These are by sundry sum. Two sundries. And debit side. Okay na guys? Okay, next what we need to do ma? We have to prepare how many accounts ma? So the returned parties are only 2 parties. So we have to prepare 3 accounts. Okay na? Parties are 2, have to prepare 3 accounts. Completed? Okay, you can write slowly, no problem. Previously, which college are you? JBS. You completed CMA foundation or CA foundation? Degree based. Okay. Okay na guys? So how many accounts we need to open ma? 3 accounts. What is the first account ma? Sales returns. Next, which account we are going to prepare? Shivagami and Avantika. And Avantika. Same ma. Sales returns account. Which side we have to record ma? Just now we have discussed. So which side ma? Debit side. So what we have to write ma? 2 sundries. Can you say the amount ma? 15,000. And in the Shivagami account, which side? In this account, debit side means Shivagami account, credit side. Super. By sales returns. How much ma? 10,000. Then go to the Avantika. Which side ma? Credit side. By sales returns account. How much ma? 5,000. Okay na? We can close these accounts. So what is the total ma? 15,000 and 15,000. Buy balance carry down or brought down ma? Carry down. Opening balance will be on the debit side. To balance brought down. Okay na? So if you close this account, what is the total ma? 10,000 and 10,000. To balance carry down 10,000. By balance brought down 10,000. Amma by balance brought down means Shivagami account is showing which balance? Credit balance. Okay, now opening balance debit means debit side. Opening balance credit means credit balance. So next, how much ma? Total 5,000 and 5,000. To balance carry down. How much ma? 5,000. And by balance brought down. How much ma? 5,000. Is there any doubts? So next we have to prepare what ma? Trial balance. So particulars LF debit amount and credit amount. Debit amount and credit amount. So how many ma? Sales returns, Shivagami and Avantika. Sales returns, Shivagami and Avantika. Sales returns showing which balance ma? Debit balance, because opening balance available on debit side. And Shivagami account and Avantika account are showing which balance ma? Credit balance. So which side ma? Credit side. So the total of sales returns is equal to 15,000. And Shivagami how much ma? 10,000. And Avantika how much ma? 5,000. What is the total? 15,000 and 15,000. Hence proved. Okay. So up to here, how many books we have completed ma? Totally 3 books. So next we have to discuss about the purchase returns book. Nothing but return inward or return outward amma. Return out. Return outward. Already we have completed the return inward. So completed amma. Okay. Next put the heading return outward book. Return outward book, nothing but we can call it as purchase returns. Nothing but we can call it as what ma? Purchase returns. Okay, in this book, what are the transactions we need to record ma? The goods which are purchased on credit. If you are going to return off the same goods, so those items are recorded in this purchase returns book. So that means, so write this sentence ma. In this book, we record the purchase returns of goods, which are purchased on credit basis. Already, if the goods are purchased on credit basis means in which book we have recorded? In the purchases book. Okay na. If you open the purchase book, we can identify. So we can identify who are the creditors, who are the debtors, who are the creditors. So let me show you the purchase book in order to identify what ma? In order to identify the creditors. So who are all the creditors ma here? All the creditors are, first person is Kattappa. Kattappa is one of the debtor creditor ma. Creditor, Bahubali and Ballal Deva. These three persons are creditors. If you want to return the purchase returns, means we can return only to these three numbers or any person. We can return only to these three persons. So let me take, we are going to return to Kattappa of rupees 5,000 and we are going to return to Ballal Deva of rupees 10,000. Okay, now we can take like that. So next, what we have to prepare ma? We have to prepare the format. So format of purchase returns book. Okay. How many columns ma? 4 columns. Nothing but particulars. Which note already completed ma? Credit note. Then which note will come into the picture ma? Debit note. LF and amount rupees. Okay. Particulars. Debit note. LF amount rupees. Okay. We are going to return to Mr. Kattappa of rupees 5,000 and Mr. Ballal Deva of rupees 10,000. What is the total ma? The total is equal to 15,000. Okay na guys. So the total of this 15,000 we have to transfer to which account? Purchase returns. So first of all, can you say the entry for the purchase returns ma? So creditor to purchase returns account. Creditor account debited to purchase returns account. So here the creditor, we are doing the debit, we are doing the credit ma. The creditor, we are doing the debit. That is the reason we are going to issue the debit note. That is the reason we are going to issue what ma? Debit note. Previously ma, the debtor we have credited. That is the reason what we have given ma? We have given the credit note. Okay na? Like that if you can remember. But don't think like that ma. Purchase returns what ma here? Credit, we have to issue the credit note. No. The party, we have to see the party. What we are doing the party, based on the party we are issuing the invoice. No. What we need to do ma? The total of purchase returns book should be transferred to which account ma? Should be transferred to purchase returns account. Which side we have to transfer ma? See the entry and say purchase returns available on which side? Credit side. So we have to transfer to credit side with the name of Two sundries are by sundries amma. With the name of by sundries. Okay, so next we need to prepare how many ledger accounts? 3 ledgers. Okay, because how many parties are there? 2 parties. So next open the ledger accounts. What is the first ledger ma? Purchase returns. What is the second account ma? Kattappa and Ballal Deva. The Kattappa account. What is the third account ma? Mr. Ballal Deva account. Now, so in the purchase returns, which side we have to record ma? In the purchase returns account. Buy sundries. Debit side or credit side amma? Credit side. So buy sundries. What is the total ma? 15,000. And in Kattappa, here credit side means in the Kattappa account, debit side. What we need to write ma? To purchase returns. How much ma? 5,000. And in the Bahubali also, sorry, Ballal Deva also, to purchase returns. Account how much ma? 10,000. 10,000. So let us close all the accounts. What is the total ma here? 15,000 and 15,000. The closing balance will be on the debit side. To balance carried on or brought down amma? Carried on. And by balance brought down how much ma? 15,000. And next we have to close this account. What is the total ma? 5,000. So by balance carried on 5,000 and to balance brought down 5,000. Guys, okay now? So simple task. So next, what is the total ma? 10,000 and 10,000. So by balance carried on how much ma? 10,000 and to balance brought down 10,000. Now purchase returns account is showing which balance ma? Credit balance, because opening balance available on the credit side. Let's come to the Kattappa. Kattappa account is showing which balance ma? Debit balance, because it is showing opening balance on the debit side. And Ballal Deva account is showing which balance ma? Debit balance, because opening balance available on the debit side or credit side ma? Debit side. So this is how we can conclude that purchase returns showing the credit balance, Kattappa account is showing the debit balance, and Ballal Deva account is showing the debit balance. So debit balance means debit side of the trial balance we have to transfer. Credit balance means credit side of the trial balance we have to transfer. So next prepare the finally what we need to prepare ma? Trial balance. So first one is called particulars, ledger folio, and debit and credit. So trial balance, particulars, ledger folio, DR and CR. Okay, what is the first one, ma? Purchase returns, and next Mr. Katappa, and next Mr. Balaldeva. Purchase returns how much, ma? 15,000, but which balance? Credit balance. And these two are showing which balance, ma? Debit balance. 5,000 and 10,000. So what are the totals? 15,000 and 15,000. So this is how we are completed which book, ma? Fourth book. So totally we have discussed the purchase book, sales returns and purchase returns. In the purchase book, what is the invoice number? Inward invoice number. In the sales book, outward invoice number. Purchase returns, debit note. Purchase returns, debit note. Sales returns, credit note. Okay, now don't forget, ma. So most of the students, what they will do, ma? They will do the opposite. For purchase returns, they will use the credit. What is the actual thing, ma? Purchase returns, debit. So remember one thing. So next one, I think you know the cash book. Okay, now what is the real account rule, ma? We can go, ma. Only 5 minutes. What is the real account rule? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Yes or no? The same rule we are going to use in which book, ma? Cash book also. Okay, na? So nothing but in the cash book, comes in means we can write receipts. Debit side we are going to write the receipts, and credit side we are going to write the payments. Okay, na? Now as per this knowledge, if the debit side is more means, automatically credit side will be what, ma? Less. So this account is showing favorable balance or unfavorable balance. That means positive balance or negative balance? Positive, because receipts are more, payments are more, receipts are more. And opposite, ma. If the debit side is less and credit side is more, that account will show what, ma? Negative balance. So nothing but favorable or unfavorable? Unfavorable. So nothing but as per the cash book, debit balance, nothing but debit side is more and credit side is less is called as what, ma? Debit balance means it is a favorable balance, and credit balance means it is a unfavorable balance. So this concept will be useful in the bank reconciliation statement. So in the next class we are going to see what, ma? Bank reconciliation statement. So a very important concept. We are going to get how many marks, ma? 7 marks. Okay, na guys? So after that we can discuss what, ma? Rectification of errors. So this is how we are completing today's class. So thank you. Have a nice day.